We lived in just west of downtown Los Angeles. And like I mentioned earlier, this is when the Harbor Freeway was still being built. We would walk downtown. It's funny that you brought it out on me because when you're young, you're invincible. Tough, you can handle anything. Get older, wow, how did I get out of that spot? I was asking questions in the third grade about spiritual matters. My mom says I was the one that had spiritual interest. Interview question. We're looking for an old man who knows how things were done and keep the young engineers out of trouble. Well, my name is Fernando Amaton. I'm 74 years old. I've been married 47 years, and I love life and doing things. I come to realize the day you stop learning is the day you begin dying. I think what made my life interesting is I didn't know it then. I'm just now aware how much World War II affected my life. I slept on Army blankets. My toys were Army surplus. Our swimming pool was a surplus Army water tank. Silhouette cards for aircraft, identifying Japanese, German, and American aircraft. Things were still pretty hot between the Soviet Union and the United States back then. So I grew up with air raids and bomb shelters and searchlights. Los Angeles would light up with searchlights. Well, from what I understand, my mother said I was very aware of many things when I was young, many things. I still do. I tend to look at the big picture in life. And that's the way I was when I was little. It was more like, how is my room laid out? What's the neighborhood like? How are the people? Where am I? Who am I? It was never just what was in front of me. Don't be a quitter and know when to quit. You don't quit when you haven't tried. Don't be a quitter. You'll disappoint yourself all your life. Now, if you give it a good, honest try, then, well, I tried it. Couldn't do it. But don't be a quitter. If something's of interest, why not do it? All within legal, lawful things. My parents would encourage us kids. It was always, is that what you want to do? Go for it. Nothing illegal, nothing unlawful, nothing immoral. But if it was something good, they would encourage us. So in town, there was a man, and I was a junior, he was a senior, the first chair clarinet back then. And he introduced me to a man who put together a swing dance band. 40s, 50s music. And so in the summers, year-round, we would do gigs and at fairs or whatever, playing 40s and 50s dance music, and I would double up with a saxophone when the part called for it. Hey, if you can play a clarinet, you can play a sax, okay? It's hard to go the other way. So the thing was, well, okay, he loaned me a saxophone, so we would play gigs. Tommy Dorsey, he played a trombone, slide trombone, and we had a singer, so we did this year-round. Back then, and with my parents and grandparents, it was not a matter of, let's see what's on the TV tonight, the boob tube. No. If you wanted music, you got out your instruments and played together. I had an uncle, violin, his wife, university professor, she played the piano, and everybody played something. My mom said she was a dummy. All she did was the singing and the dancing. And she does dance still. She's 94, she still dances. They bought a piano at the house and said, whoever starts playing it gets the lessons. And I picked up a guitar and I said, I want to play the guitar. But you don't do this. I just can't. No, you master it. You work at it. So college was student protest. I dropped out of politics, more of a student activist. Having studied the way I had, and by then I knew something was changing in the world that was not good. I stopped being a student activist. I wanted to help change the world for better. The world didn't want to be changed. Every semester, I remember classmates in Vietnam. 5 were killed, one of them within 2 weeks. I got my degree, I was finished with, I ran out of students, 1968, mechanical engineering. At that time, I finally got smart and was engaged to a girl, Russian-German girl that I met, and that broke up when I went in the Army. I volunteered. Now, I don't know why I volunteered, but I did. General Omar Bradley, and I have his autobiography at home. Wars are fought to settle political issues. has nothing to do with defense. I want it in and out. I do my duty, do it well, get out. I turned down a commission many times. I was asked if I would attend West Point. I turned it down. They asked me if I'd go to OCS. I turned that down. Do I have to be in longer? I said, no, thank you. I was shocked. When I was diagnosed with PTSD, I didn't know I had it. They said I had delayed onset PTSD due to military combat, and I didn't know it. But my wife once told me rather recently that she was afraid of me because my hands are weapons. It's funny that you brought it out on me because when you're young, you're invincible. Tough, you can handle anything. Get older, wow, how did I get out of that spot? Then you realize it wasn't that good. The fact that it's delayed onset PTSD doesn't help. I've had my life threatened as a civilian by employees. I witnessed a shooting at the Johnson Space Center back in April 2007. The gunman was I was his manager. And the man he killed, the civil servant, was my NASA counterpart at the Space Center. I started studying the Bible in earnest when I finally settled in at Fort Sill Permanent Duty Station. It's not with mankind to solve these problems. God has it under his control. So I got baptized, like I said, one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And through our congregation, I met Debbie through mutual friends, and we knew each other 4 years. We dated a little bit, and we got married, and this next month, May, 47 years. I knew I would be in the aerospace industry. Look, my report card covers in the second, third, fourth grade were spaceships. Next time you might be at my house, I'll show you my report card covers. I knew what I wanted to do. I remember 7th grade summer school. I drew out a water purification system for a space station, showed it to my teacher. And I told you, 6th grade, when we went through the Kaiser steel mill, I laid out the process from melting the ore to rolling out sheet steel and bars and fabrications. I didn't think anything was unusual about it. I thought everybody would do that. One man at Boeing put it to me, he says, you're the specialist that other engineers go to when they have problems. So when I would hire people to work in my group, if you didn't have at least 15 years hands-on, well-rounded engineering background, you weren't going to get hired. The last one actually was one of my favorites. It's the international docking system, the docking adapter that was placed on the space station. What was it, about 2-3 years ago? That was a 10-year project when I was responsible for, if it was electrical, electronic, electromechanical, it was my responsibility to see that it was flight-worthy. So I would write up specifications, I would write up test procedures, whatever it took to make sure it's going to fly and not go down. The type of engineering that I do is known, the Boeing company calls it specialty engineering, Department of Defense calls it component engineer. There's no degree in it. You're a multidisciplinary engineer. Mechanical, fluid dynamics, electronics, whatever. You're knowledgeable. And the idea is, the way I was hired, for example, at Johnson Space Center, it says, hey, interview question. We're looking for an old man who knows how things were done and keep the young engineers out of trouble. That is almost a quotation. You found me. Deciding what I want to do with my life. I'm not anywhere near quitting anything. I'm healthy. I'm stunned that at my age, I'm 74. My lab work is dead on. That most people think, you look at my lab numbers, that they think I'm maybe my late 30s or early 40s. So right now, do I want to work aerospace? Probably not. Do I want to work? Probably yes. What do you want to do? Something I like to do. If I do work, whether it be full-time, part-time, or no time, on my terms, because I need to rest. I want time to play my music. I want time to arrange my music to play. Well, you saw my clarinets at the house, you saw my guitar, and you saw the piano. So if I'm going to do arranging, I need to pick up the piano a little bit. Never think more of yourself than necessary. What counts is serving our Creator voluntarily with a good heart. That's what makes life easier, and that's what gives us purpose in life.